On Sunday, by the time I put on my clothes ready for church, either on my way to church, as a boy, you want to put your hands in your pocket. Alas, I can feel something. And by the time I will put my hand and bring it out, it will be a 20 naira mint note. I could remember I will sleep, and in the middle of the night when I wake up to go ease myself, there will be like an image of a person sitting by my bedside. It's like a shadow or something. I was like, okay, maybe it's. But the moment I try to look very well, the thing, so I was like, it's my imagination.
From the horse's mouth is an outlet for people that have had unbelievable stories. Stories that can be classified as supernatural. Today we have Mr. Kola here with me, and he has a few stories to share with us. Thank you for coming, Mr. Kola.
Thank you very much for having me.
Before we get into your stories, I would like you to just tell me about your background, just a brief.
Okay. Born to the family of a deacon, an elder in the Baptist church, and my mom gave birth to 5 boys, which I happen to be number 4. Grew up at Ilorin, Kwara State. Had my education there. All my education at Ilorin, Kwara State before I decided to move out. I'm married. I'm blessed with children.
Wow. I'm sure that feels amazing. Yes. You've gone through different phases of life.
Yes, by God's grace.
And you have a few stories you told me about.
Yeah.
I'd like you to start with the first one.
Okay. I was 8 years old when I lost my mom.
8 years?
8 years old when I lost my mom. I'm number 4 out of 5 children. So my younger brother was 5 years old. Because I have this 3 year spacing all through. And while before she passed on, I happened to be very close to my mom, as in very, very, very close. Share a lot of things together, experiences. I remember her telling me before she passed on that never you break a lady's heart. Telling an 8-year-old boy that I don't know what it means to break a lady's heart. Or she said another thing was, never you promise a woman marriage and don't fulfill it, or to marry her. I'm like, okay. Those things later echoed when the time was up. But she passed on, and life continues. Dad starts struggling.
Sorry, let me interrupt you.
All right.
When she was saying these things to you, was she sick?
No.
She was just saying it to you as an 8-year-old boy.
As an 8-year-old boy. As if she knew she was going to die. So,
yeah. That's why I asked.
She would just call me and start saying words. Sometimes I will try, and later on, I asked my elder brother, if I'm the eldest one, did mom ever told you this? Did she ever ask you this? And they'll be like, no. So it dawned on me that I think I was her choice, and she just want to give me some information as well. So all life continues after her death. Dad, as a university staff, he works at University of Ilorin. He goes to work. We also attend University of Ilorin Staff School. He come home, prepare, and on Saturday, Dad will iron our church clothes, preparing us for church on Sundays. And on Sunday, by the time I put on my clothes ready for church, either on my way to church, as a boy, you want to put your hands in your pocket. Alas, I can feel something. And by the time I will put my hand and bring it out, it will be a 20 naira mint note. The old paper note. I'm like, okay, maybe that was my offering. I'll get to church, that will still call me and give me my offering. This is your offering, because we are going to the children's department at that time. Okay, this is your offering. I'm like, okay. The first Sunday, second Sunday, third Sunday. So I became curious. So I asked him, Dad, I've been observing this. Anytime we go to church, are you the one putting money in my pocket? And he just like, Elizabeth. And that's my mom's name. So don't worry, you won't see it again very soon. And okay, now I have the knowledge that it's not Dad. So who was putting that money in my pocket? Before even along the line, I could remember I would sleep, and in the middle of the night when I wake up to go ease myself, there'll be like an image of a person sitting by my bedside. I sleep with my elder brother, the one I followed. With both of us sleep on the same room, on the same bed, the same room. I will see an image casted sitting at the tip of the bed, and it's like a shadow or something. I was like, okay, maybe it's. But the moment I try to look very well, the thing, so I was like, it's my imagination. It's my imagination. So when things like that started happening, meeting money in my pocket, I'll just see some things that I don't really buy with money, things that I love. I'll just meet it. I just see it all around like
toys,
that. Yes. I will just either the wardrobe, maybe very old clothes that I've worn for long. I'll just like, okay, I want to arrange my wardrobe to by the time search, and I'll bring out something valuable. So when I raised this curiosity to my daddy, like, okay, he too went to those that are more spiritually inclined than him, and they kind of told him, we need to do something about it.
All of this didn't happen before your mom passed.
No.
It started happening after
she passed. So, and after the whole thing, the whole thing ceased. And
so they did something for it.
They did something. They didn't call me or anything, but I don't know what they did to the spirit and the
How did that make you feel? Stopping that, because that was
somehow I felt bad at all these things, because now I was curious. I was enjoying it. As a kid,
of course,
I was enjoying it. I would look around for something in my wardrobe. Okay, let me go and search. I think I should get something. Or sometimes I'm just feel like eating chocolate. I feel like eating Nasco biscuit of the Nasco wafers. Of then I want to eat Nasco wafers. I have the craving for it. I'll go and search one pocket. I will see money. But after this whole thing started, it stopped when the moment my dad said, okay, don't worry, something will be done about it, and it stopped. I'm like, wow, I felt bad. But in a way, when growing up, there was a day my dad and his friends, and they were having a conversation. Daddy's friend just lost the wife too. And they were having a conversation, and I stumbled on it. My dad telling them, Kola had an experience like this, that. He would start seeing strange things around him, and they had to take it up. When he took it up, they told him that if they didn't, there's a connection
between you and your mom,
within me and my mom, that if they didn't detach it, then I'll follow. that means I'll die. I was going to follow. I can't, the thing can't last a year. That's the maximum that I'll be gone. I'll go and meet her. So they have to. So it was when I heard that, I was sensible then. I heard that, I'm like, whoa. You mean things like this happens? And, that's just the very one at my younger age.
That's a really captivating story. But I've heard something similar. So there was a man I spoke to in London. He had an experience where his auntie came to visit him. He was home alone. She knocked on the door. He opened the door. She asked for his parents. They weren't home. He was by himself, and she said she just came to check up on him. They were really close, so it was natural. He said she just came to check up on him and said she would come back and see his mom, that she needed to go and get something. And when he told his parents about the story, about her coming to visit, they looked at him like he was crazy. Apparently, that same aunt had died in the north like a year earlier, and he was 15 at that time.
That's reincarnation. Or the ghost game or what?
Yeah, nobody knows. Like, he physically spoke to her. She came, she left. So I don't know. Like, what you're saying is similar, but you never saw like a physical manifestation of a mom. You only did see the shadow.
Yeah, shadows
sitting by your bedside.
Acts of things placing around me.
And your dad the fact that your dad didn't even doubt your story. He knew what it was, so he was sure this is my wife's spirit. That's really that's a lot. How did that affect you growing up? Like, when you grew up and you like thought back to that, what was your...
Growing up, well, anytime I remember, I had this mixed feeling. Well, it's good, since I knew the truth that I would have gone. It's good it was separated, but that attachment, right? The love of a mother that I would have enjoyed growing up, like other kids do, I missed that very part, because I wish he was at least all. My dad's still alive. He's 85 years now.
Wow.
I wonder how like she would be about, like if not 76 or thereabouts now, and still seeing her being in her arms or coming around to see her would have given me joy. All the time I started having children, got married, having children, there was actually no one to really come and it should
take
be
care of them.
To take care of my wife, and so it's maybe one aunt or one my firstborn's wife. Those have been the people coming around helping out. So that's it.
Yeah, so can you share the second story with us?
Yeah, second story, I remember still back then in Ilorin, because I lived in Ilorin for a very long time. It was after my college of education. I was supposed to have a meeting, attend a program at Ibadan. We lived at Osere, so I had to take either a taxi or I walk down to the Some garage. That's where they take bus going to Lagos, Ogbomoso, Ibadan, all those axes. So it was around 12 noon thereabouts. I was rushing out and I was about to cross the road. The conductor in the middle of the road divider was kind of Ibadan 1, Ibadan 1, Ibadan 1. And I kind of signaled him, say, O to 1 BB Mumbo, like that. And As I was about to cross, it's like someone drew my collar to the back. So I kind of, what happened? So I looked, what's this? What's that? But I didn't see anyone. And the next thing, I was about to move again, I was stepping on my shoelace. I laced my shoe before I left home. And I know this is not the first time I'm lacing my shoe. I mean, I've laced it in a hurry, but it will be well laced. So how will it just untie? So then me stepping on it, that I almost tripped and fall. I'm like, okay, what's this? Okay, immediately I bent and laced it back. As soon as I was done with that, I crossed. Immediately I got to the bus. The guy said, next turn. Go and enter the next turn. This one is full. Let it go. I'm like, oh, and I need to catch up with this program. I need to get to Ibadan on time. I don't want to get in maybe late or what. That one left. I sat in the front window side. 30 minutes later, the bus was filled up and we moved. Going towards out of Ilorin airport. After the airport, we are approaching AM Korin. There is this youth camp at the left side of the road as if you are going out of Ilorin. Youth camp, they call it Nigerian youth camp. Yeah. So that's where we hold retreat and all those stuff there. There was an accident right at the gate. And immediately the bus driver saw, those in the park know their vehicles, even by name and what. He shouted, this was the bus in Yoruba, bus to load now. That means the bus that loaded and left before us, before my turn. And everyone, he parked, everyone came down to quickly help and rescue. And immediately we got there, they were like bringing people out, some injured, 3 dead. The lady that entered when I was tying my lace and where I would have sat, that was our point, and she was here, lifeless. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. That you mean I would have been out of here? It would have been me.
That would have been you.
That would have been me, because the guy himself said it. Because I was grumbling. Oh, when will this bus fill up now? Yeah. The driver was telling me, okay, Nisuru, just calm down. This will be this sawmill now, it will fill up in no time. Don't worry. That one we go save, we will see meet for road. Because hold up go day Ogbomosho or before or for your, he was trying to just persuade me, just calm down. Because I was about leaving to either go to Geralimi, that's another place, to pick another bus or but he was just persuading me, calm down. Immediately I saw that, as in I became like a vegetable. I was very afraid. The driver was like, Buddha, just go and thank your God or whatever you serve, just go and thank God. Your that's your father's head or whatever you put it. I'm like, you mean this would have happened to me? Throughout that journey, I was not in my right mind. I just went. The program I went for, I was just there. my spirit wasn't there. I was just there physically.
How old were you when this happened?
This happened, I was 20.
20?
Yeah.
Well, do you have a theory for that?
Yeah, I believe that one was I called it my angelic intervention.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I called it, because I remember myself giving a testimony in church. I said I was saved by an angel. Because I would have known who would have pulled my collar at the back that made me jacked backwards. Like, hey, where are you going? It was that force that pulled me back. I'm like, I couldn't comprehend it. Now, to my shoelace again, those two things were kind of signs that naturally don't happen to me. Ever since then, my shoelace won't untie whenever I tied up.
Did you at any point think, oh, maybe it was my mom again?
Actually, one person said, I heard it in Yoruba that says Okwolomo Kinsun.
What does that mean?
It means the spirit of a mother doesn't sleep. Okay, a dead mom doesn't sleep. So it looks for a way to protect its children, kind of. So many times, I see it as thank you, God, thank you, Mom. Many times. There are times I will sit down and I will hey, Mama, whoever, if you can hear me, I'm not feeling that I need a mother. There are some situations we just get to. There's some decisions you want to make. You need a consultation of a mom to get that thing done to you. That advice, I didn't have it. I didn't grow up having it. So sometimes I'll just meet any woman and I'm disappointed. So I'll just withdraw into my shell. I'm like, call my mother spirit. I'll call my mother spirit, call her by her name, and I will just vent my anger, everything that is in me, and I'll just spill it out, and I'll be relieved.
You feel better.
I feel better, and sometimes those wishes comes to pass. Like when I was getting married, when the time I took my fiancée home, my extended family that met her was like, Kola, this is your mom. You married, this is her physique exactly. And I'm like, yeah, really? Oh wow. Because I will pray. I didn't have a mother, so I need someone that will mother me.
All of this you've said is beautiful, and at the same time, I'd say sorry. A lot of people, when they describe that loss, it's not something you can get past. Yeah. And when you talked about venting to your mom, you fully believe she's there and she listens.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because I've heard from I was filming a documentary that's similar to this, and we went to visit a Babalawo in Benin Republic, and he said, as every human being can call on their dead relative. He showed me a deity. He says, oh, this is the deity for that. But if you really believe, you can call on and even see a physical manifestation of them, or maybe hear their voice. Yeah, so it's just crazy how all these things, you just know it.
Yeah.
Even without being told, you just know it. And is there any other story you want to share?
Okay. I can still remember a time that what made me stop eating fish for like 20 years.
You didn't eat fish for 20 years?
I didn't.
Fish?
Yes. Any type of fish. I don't.
Wow.
I don't go near it. Right. I just started eating fish when maybe like some 15, 16 years ago when I got married.
Wow.
Yeah. And what was the experience like? Okay, as a young chap as well, I was still home with dad and mom. There's this with dad, mom was no more. There's this fish we normally eat back home. There's this smoked fish that they will arrange like 1, 2, 3, 4, and like this long stick.
Yeah, I know that fish.
Yeah, that's the kind of fish that was in the menu that day. And I grew up in this kind of disciplined home that I have an auntie. Auntie Yinka will tell you must not touch that meat until you finish your food, because then we'll just mess up the whatever I say we are done. We'll just pick the meat and leave the food. So then she started by seasoning our meat. Go and finish your food. When you are done, come and collect your meat. So you pick it yourself. Aha. Then later on, she started putting it on her food, and so the thing, even till now, unconsciously, if you put 10 meat on my food, I will not touch it until I finish it. Until I finish eating. Right. So that day, I've eaten, as was a swallow. I was about to devour the fish. And it was sizable, I said, it's sizable. I was, because there's this fish when you put that inside stew and it has soaked very, very well. And so I was already craving it, like, okay. But in my head, this voice just said, don't eat that fish. And I looked around, I'm like, I even asked, did anybody say anything?
Oh, so it was, you heard it outside actually?
Yes.
Okay.
And we were all on the dining, and I'm kind of asking, or was it from the TV, or... I said, okay, let me proceed with my food. So I started eating it. And the chunk of it plus the head I put in my mouth. And processing it, enjoying the feel, I could feel a thread. And what's this? By the time I pulled it out, it was a hook. A fish hook. I spilled the whole thing on everyone on the table. That was like, what's wrong with you now? When he saw it, everyone shouted. They couldn't eat it. Everybody left their food. No one could eat again. I'm like, how would this have been if I had swallowed? I don't think I'll come out of it. So I've escaped there too. In many ways. I couldn't fathom it. And since that day, I signed over. I said, fish, it'll be me and you again. So I didn't eat fish ever since then.
That voice you heard,
yeah,
was it was it a familiar voice? Was there any time you've heard that voice before?
It's not a familiar voice, but is this kind of voice as if, okay, you are talking and someone just make a statement. I'm just like, okay, don't eat that fish. And I'm like, I just paused because I know that was the next action I was about to take. And for me to now meet that. So when I spilled out the whole thing, it was like realizing, I said, I told you so. I told you so. And I'm like, okay, I think I need to watch it. So ever since then, when I have the voice keeps coming around most times that I'm about to make some critical decision in my life, and the voice will come. Unconsciously, I will just hear it. Whatever he wants me to do. Or maybe I'm confused and I'm okay, this I'm going left. I say, no, go right. So with experience I've had, when I hear that such direction,
You're going right.
I move to wherever it tells me to go.
How religious are you?
I'm religious. I'm a Christian.
Okay. Like,
I'm a believer. I go to church, do my thing, I service, I worship God.
Because people say like your intuition is much higher when you're religious, and most times that comes at like thoughts.
Yes.
But
yes.
You're saying something else. You're saying you hear a voice, maybe whisper to you or commanding you not to do something, and you do it and you find out.
Which still happened yesterday.
It happened yesterday.
Yesterday.
That's recent.
Yesterday, very, very recent. I was on my way to the island of Adiola Odeku for an interview. There's this there's this job because I'm into entertainment and planning, events planning. So there's this event that is coming up that submit your proposal, and we're called around to come and defend whatever you have submitted. And I left home. This track thing, the bus stop was filled up with people. I got the bus to Oshodi. When I got to Oshodi, under the bridge Oshodi, that spirit came again. Guy, go back home. They don't need this job. They don't need you there. Go back. A better one is coming. Just go back home. I'm like, so why me? I'm already at Oshodi now. Let me move. So I ignored it. I ignored it because I was attracted to the money and the whatever that incentive that is there. So I ignored it. And the next thing, a bus came. Immediately I saw the bus, I knew it was going Obalende, so I rushed and I sat in front. I got there, from there got to the island, and the stop was supposed to, my time was 11 a.m. I was there 10:55, so I was trying to clean up, just clean up my shoe, and the guy, you'll be coming in next. He asked for my name. I told him, yeah, you are coming in there. I said, all right, cool. Immediately I entered. Before I said Jack, the woman conducting just pulled up her glasses. I said, no, I don't need you here.
She knew you. She recognized you.
I don't even. That is still a misery to me. She just said, I don't need you here. You are not the person. You are not the type of person I want. So no, don't worry. Maybe better things will come later. But for this job, no.
Wow.
And immediately I just make a turn. I heard it again. I told you so. I heard it. I told you so. I was on my way home. I was like, my wife was, how far are you there? I said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm on my way home. So fast? I said, yeah. So fast that people I just got in, I didn't even go to details. Because she would tell me, when you heard, why didn't you?
So, before yesterday, when last did you hear that voice?
2 months ago.
2 months ago. So is it that when you hear the voice, you forget, or it was just too good of an opportunity to pass on?
That was what was in my mind, because there was one. Okay, what really happened was there was one I submitted before then. I couldn't go to defend it, and that one passed. So immediately I got this one, I quickly submitted my proposals and everything, so I was prepared for it. That one, another event came up and I went for that one. So, but this one, I said, I want to give it all up for this. So, but why will you tell me I'm in the middle of the road? I said, go back. So I for that time, that period was like, no, let me go for this one. Let me achieve this. I can do it. But it was a sin ahead of me. It was a sin ahead of me. So when you told me go back, if I had just obey JJ, I would have gone back home. But when I was now coming back, I was like, the transport that I wasted, the thing was, come on. I got home yesterday. I was just like, come on, I messed up. I messed up big time. I was telling myself I messed up.
So going forward, you would try not to.
No, I won't try it again. I won't try it.
Yeah. Do you have any other story of something similar that's happened?
Okay, my first child, that's a daughter. My wife took in. We were preparing. All right, it was time to buy baby things, and we were going to the market. We went. I was in Lagos then. I was in Lagos. Got married. After our marriage, we moved to Lagos. Things were fine. I want to buy baby things, and she gave me a list, so we were to go together. That was 2009. Yeah, 2008/9. We were to buy it together, so I need to assist her, take it to the vehicle and everything. So we got to where to buy the baby bath, this bath and all the stuff. And there was this same thing, it came. I shouldn't buy the bath. I shouldn't worry. Just don't buy it. I first paused. I told my let's keep buying other things that will come back to that bath. She didn't understand that I had.
Okay, your wife knows all about it.
She didn't know at the start.
Oh, she didn't understand.
She didn't understand at the start. So I told her, no, not now. Let's buy other things. Then, so that I gave her the excuse that that thing is big, so I can't be carrying it around. So let's buy the small things, put it in each other. So that one will be the last thing. You can just buy, put in the car, and every other thing we load the boots and we move. So I said okay. She agreed. So we started buying other things and trying to escape the whole thing. A woman will not forget what she put on her list anyway. Said, guy, the baby bath. I said, I'm having this feeling that we shouldn't buy it. I said, when I'm almost due. I said, calm down. I can come back
and
buy this one. So let's just leave it for now. I can come and pick it. She said, no, I wasn't. And at that state, I don't want wahala. I had to. So we bought it. Alas, by the time she put to bed and every other thing, the first gift that came was 2 of it. One pink, one blue.
Oh, wow.
2. And yay, what will I do with these ones that we bought? Okay. Later on we kept it for a while. Then we gave it to people doing wedding. So at the end of the day we gave it out. The one that we bought was what we used. There was another time okay, we're trying to name, because I try to wait to name my children before even the birth. I prepare ahead, both spiritually and physically. And
how what's your process like for naming your children? Do you have a process for that?
yeah, I listen to my spirit man, search my, okay, what kind of name do I want to give to my daughter? I didn't do a scan
To know the gender.
to know the gender. I didn't do a scan. I desire to have a male child for first. But as we're going, you're having a female for first.
The voice. Same
The voice told me you're having a female. I'm like, are you kidding me? I want a guy now. I want. All right. Female, no problem. What name?
You asked.
Yes. What name?
So do you like ask like verbally, like you talk out, or you just ask in your head?
I asked in my head.
Okay.
What name? And the day the name will come, we're just waking up. It was a Saturday morning. We're just waking up from bed. She was lying down. I was lying down. I lay down by her side. We just had our morning devotion. And the name dropped in my head. And at the same time, whispered into her ears. That was the first time she would hear it.
Wow.
It whispered into her ears, and the same time it dropped in my own head and whispered to her. And by the time we chorused it at the same time.
Said the name at the same time.
The name at the same time. Ineoluwa.
Ineoluwa.
I tell you.
Wow.
We chorused it at the same
does that
time.
mean?
That's God's treasure.
God's treasure.
We chorused it at the same time. We just like, and that was it. That was the way we named. That was the first name we gave her. And that's the name we call her till date.
Wow. So that confirms that you're not the only person hearing that voice. Now your wife could also hear it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, when they say they hear voices, they could end up on the wrong side of. You could just go left from there. But this is a voice that you're not the only one hearing it. Your wife now also hears it. Mm-hmm. That I haven't heard of that before.
We had it on my last child too.
Wow.
The
so
same
it happened
thing
twice.
It happened twice. It happens twice. She had it. Okay, me, I was this time around. I was working on what biblical name do I want to give, and what. And we have this trend in our children's name. Must have Olu at the back. So we have that trend. So we're now looking at which Oluwa do we want to give? Which Oluwa do we want to give this guy coming? We know it was a guy already. So which name do you want to give this guy coming? And let's keep praying about it. Let's keep searching. When it will come as well. I had it in my head.
Same way,
Ireolua. I had it in my head. She has it maybe in her head too, because by times she just suggested what of Ireolua. I'm like, are you reading my mind? That's what I just received overnight.
Wow.
I'm like, and that settles it.
You guys' connection is strong.
That settles it.
That's a blessing, That's a blessing. The fact that you have that, and you can share it with your partner.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that have gifts like this, their partner would even be like a...
She has more, even my wife has more than, because she is gifted with, she sees things through dreams. And I have this kind of, sometimes when you say, forget me, I'm not a dream person. But when it comes, I don't take it for a ride. No.
You know it's a message.
I don't dream quite often, but when it comes, I mean it. I go for it. If I need to pray, if I need to fast, if I need to do whatever I need to do, either positive or negative, I must do something. But she can see a thing ahead of her, and but the fact that she knows that sometimes when she talks, is that I will either make jest or just say, I beg, don't bore me with your madam dreamer. Don't bore me. She will just keep. But when it happens, you tell me, I told you, I had it, I saw it ahead. But now I tend to, okay, all right. I will ask, Mommy, Eddie, what's up? Anything? I will ask. Sometimes I will just ask her, babe, what's up? We are planning this. Are you foreseeing anything ahead? So that we'll know the direction to go. Because it takes two to tango, so we need to really work together. So
a lot of people are scared to like admit to these things like this, because you can say there's a fine line between something being supernatural and something being like mental, being classified as a mental illness. And what you have is pure. It's a blessing. From what your experience is,
yes,
you can tell that this is something divine.
Yes.
So what would you say to people that maybe have heard or had similar experiences like this, but they doubt it, they still doubt it?
Yeah, because we have this intuition, we have so what I will advise or say to whoever is listening out there, watching out there, is there is always this witness within you. Everyone has it, but not everyone knew they have it. Everybody just live their life as it comes. But when you just pay attention, don't be in a rush. There's sometimes your attention is being drawn to something. It may not be a voice. It may just be an attention just to shift your direction towards something. Just follow it. If it works for you, you know that, whoa, really? I've been having, there are some things that have happened to me, and I'll be like, I think this thing has happened before.
Like a deja vu.
Yes.
I get that as well. I get that a lot.
I've been here before. I've seen this person. I've had this conversation with this person before. So it happens. The spiritual controls the physical. That's one thing I know. So whenever you have, just spot that thing you have that gives you direction. If your dream is the pointer, if a vision, some people just see it like a flash. Yeah, some it's a voice. Some it will just be something, they will just see it, a bird, they can just focus on the bird and give a message to someone. Like that. So just discover where that your turning point or your message lies, and just walk towards it.
You've heard it all from the horse's mouth, Mr. Kola. Thank you so much for sharing this really beautiful story with us today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.